All right, so as you can see, I just finished setting up for our first party of the year. It's our Pokemon celebration after our first week of coming together. I'll talk more about that soon, but it's midnight and we've got a problem. The Pokemon have escaped, so we got to go catch them all. Let's go. Alright, so yeah, in my classroom today, we were hunting for Pokemon around the school. It's been a blast. We had so much fun today. I'm going to share some videos, some pictures, everything with you. We'll kind of go through the week and talk about how I led up to this and what I did to get ready and why. So let's go back with the backstory with this. Last week I talked about how I have every other day kindergarten for the first 2 weeks of school. Well, in those two groups, I had two boys who I was really trying to engage. I really needed to find a way to engage them in what we were doing. And an idea clicked with me that I had heard my friend Wade King from the Ron Clark Academy talk about. He did a big Power Ranger unit, or a big Power Ranger day, this huge theme with his school because he had a student who he was really trying to reach. And it's a really cool story, and it clicked with me, and it really touched me, and I wanted to try to find a way to do that with these boys. Well, these two boys that I was trying to engage were obsessed with Pokemon. Like, they talked about it all the time. And I know nothing. I know nothing about Pokemon at all. I know now, because I learned from them, like the whole teachers learned too. I learned all this week. So I started looking up ideas and I put things together. My sister Jody Sarah shared some really cool stuff with me, and I just kind of took it and ran with it. And there's much more I want to do with it. It was so quick. I didn't have a lot of time to develop a lot. I'll walk you through some of the little things I did and then share with you videos and pictures from today's Pokemon Go hunt that we did around the building to learn other teachers' names, and we'll get to it. So let's start with some of the small things that I did in preparation for this. I found tons of clip art online. There's a bunch on Teachers Pay Teachers. I kind of got stuff from all over the place. So if you just search Pokemon, you're going to see a ton of different things. It kind of came from everywhere. It was a big mix of stuff that I used. Like I said, my sister had some things that she shared with me that her school had done for a theme. You can find it anywhere, I promise you. You can find ideas for this in your classroom. Some of the stuff that I personally created was some of the fun stuff that I had a blast with, and it started with these. So you saw a picture of this on Instagram, these little golf balls that I did, and I put together an idea that I saw on Pinterest of painting golf balls or ping pong balls to look like Pokeballs. And what we did with these, our math unit right now is talking about numbers to 5 and different ways to make 5. So what I did with these is I took those boards that you can see in the video there that I was painting, and I just drilled holes in some scrap wood that I had, and we were working on combinations of 5. So they had to put down their Pokeballs into the tray, and like some of them would do this, and they'd say, okay, Mr. Peterson, I made 5 using 3 and 2. And then they could flip them over. I made 5 using 5 white and 0 red, whatever it was. And it was a really cool hands-on engaging lesson rather than doing a worksheet. Like they got so into this, and they were shouting out number combinations left and right. And I'll tell you, I've never had a group pick up on that as fast as this group has using this simple little tool. Now, could we have used our math counters? Yeah. Could we have used shapes around the classroom? Yes. We could have used anything really, but using these little things to go along with the theme, and it was super easy to do. I had tons of golf balls in the garage. I don't really golf that much anymore. I used to, but a can of spray paint and some wood, and it was awesome. So that's one little thing I created for this, and they had a blast with it. They really did. I also reached out to parents for Pokemon cards, and they sent in tons. We sorted them. We sorted them by color and by the style of the Pokemon, if it flies, if it doesn't, if it has a tail, if it doesn't, big ear, small ear, in any ways you can sort. And again, we could have sorted shapes, we could have sorted different things around the room, but simple little things like that to tie into a unit. Easy to do. And then with those cards today as one of our games for math, I'm kind of jumping ahead, but I'm going to jump all over here and tell you a game that we did with the cards, and we did Pokemon battles. And all we did is we looked at one number on the card. We all found the same number on the top. I don't even know what it is, if it's the health of a Pokemon or what it is. And we did kind of like a Red Rover. Girls on one side, boys on the other. They got to pick someone from the other team that they wanted to battle, and then we compared numbers. So is 20 bigger than 10? And we focused on that first digit, and then we really talked about big numbers. Some of them, that's kind of advanced at this point, but if we could focus on the first number or the first digit, they could do it. And then that's how they won points for their team, was seeing which card had the higher number. And we compared numbers and counted it, and it was great. It was a great lesson with that. The decoration stuff has been fun. We'll get to that because I know you can see it around the room here, and I put pictures up with it. We're gonna get to that. One other game that we played today was pin the tail on Pikachu. So I saw an idea on Pinterest. It's all over the place. And I went to my art teacher. I sent her a picture of it and said, Mrs. Gapehart, can you please draw this for me as fast as possible? I need it. And you're an amazing artist. And she did. So we played pin the tail on Pikachu with that thing right there. He made tails for us and the kids had a blast doing it. It was so fun to watch them get blindfolded. It was just great. To fill in stations this week as well, I knew that I wanted to find some Pokemon games. Those are hard to find. Like Pokemon stuff it's expensive. Like there's some stuff out there that is really expensive. So what I did find, let's take a walk over here. I did find a puzzle that the kids have had a blast with. It's a 100-piece puzzle, and to watch these little kindergartners work it has been awesome. But it came in a little Pokeball tin, and it's a 100-piece Pokemon puzzle that ends up looking like this. And I got that at Five Below. If you have Five Below near you, they've got some Pokemon stuff. And the kids have had a blast with that. I found Pokemon Legos, actually, I think at Target, but I think Walmart has them too. And they come in a little Pokeball Lego box, and it creates the little guys. I don't know his name, but my kids did. We're making Pokemon names. So I've done these names in the past. Last year we did them as camouflage names for our boot camp unit. But they're ripping up red and white paper, like the color of Pokeballs, and they're building their names. So they're shredding paper, working on gluing appropriate amount of glue that we're practicing right here. Lots of things going into that. As we're walking around, I'll show you the decorations. Obviously, I put the picture up that you saw with the giant Pokeball made out of balloons. It turned out awesome, if I do say so myself. The kids absolutely loved it. And then I just wanted to make it kind of look fun and different in here. I didn't do a full-blown room transformation like I've done in the past, but I transformed it enough that they got it and they had fun with it. So I just had parents donate sheets, and we just hung sheets around the room, like kind of like, what do you call those, like sunshades? I switched my easels up to say, gotta catch them all, because the first thing we did this morning is went on a Pokemon hunt. And I'm gonna explain that in a minute. Decoration wise, that's about it. I hung up some streamers and things like that. We had our door, oh, the door. I gotta show you the door. The door was one of my favorite parts. I caught them all, put all the kids' names on Pokeballs, and we had Pokemon hanging all over that. I did that because this was our first week together as a whole class. So instead of gotta catch them all, I caught them all because they all came together, and they absolutely loved that. My outfit, that's another big one. Somebody asked about today at school, where did I find it? This was from Target. Amazon for the gloves. They came fingerless, just cheap little gloves. Ash Ketchum, I think is the guy's name. Ash Ketchum is the guy that I'm supposed to be today. The costume was expensive, so I just found this vest. It's a zip-up little hooded vest that kind of looks like his, and it was like 15 bucks. So jeans and white tennis shoes, and I was good to go. The kids absolutely loved it. And here's what I was worried about. I was worried that I was gonna go out in the hall, greet my kids at the door like I always do, and that no one was gonna know who I was. But every single student that walked by this morning, from kindergarten up to 4th grade that goes down this hallway, was all saying, "Oh my gosh, it's Ash. Hi Ash, how you doing? Hi Ash, go catch a Pokemon." What else, guys? There's so much we did. Oh, bowling. I took cups and I printed off labels that had a little Pokeball on them. These have numbers on them, but I did ABCs too. And they just were first stacked cups together. Then they had to build a ramp, and they used these little golf balls to roll down to see how many cups they could knock down. Any cup they knocked down got put up on a shelf. And then when they were done knocking them all down, taking turns, they had to use teamwork to put the letters in order from A to Z, or the numbers in order from 1 to 10, and just practice that alphabet recognition and number recognition and ordering and all those just simple little skills that, again, I could do with, with cubes or worksheets or things like that, but this was so much more meaningful. So much more meaningful. So let's get into today. So the reason I dressed like this today was, this was our celebration of the unit. It was the end of the week. We've had a blast learning about all this stuff, and then we went on this scavenger hunt. So what I did was I had clues that led us to different teachers around the building that kids need to know, that we visit often. So the office, the nurse, the principal, library, art, PE, and music. But they took us from place to place to place. I had Pokemon clip art hanging all over this room this week, giant ones that were laminated. Today they were down, and the kids came in and recognized that right away that they were gone. And then we found the clue that said we had to go find them. They got escaped, we had to catch them. So each teacher we went to had a Pokemon for us, and then had a clue for us. And then the last clue sent us to the playground. So on the playground today, I had a little snack planned for them, a Pokemon picnic. And 2 of the awesome moms in my classroom this year who have little ones at home, so they volunteer to do stuff from home all the time, put together some really cool snacks, and you'll see pictures of that here. They made Poke Cups, or Pokeball snacks that were banana, raisins, strawberries on top, so it looked like a Pokeball in a cup. And then we had juice boxes, but the mom, instead of just bringing juice boxes, actually wrapped every juice box and drew a Pokemon face on it with yellow paper. It looked amazing. So I had a couple people say to me during the hallway, they're like, why Pokemon? What are you doing this for? Well, it all goes back to engagement, guys. Like, if you can't engage your kids and get them all into what you're doing, then you start to find that your lessons can be kind of meaningless sometimes. And I could have, kept doing, like I said, these with counters. I could have kept just working on ABCs with our flashcards and foundations and things that we do, but I needed to find a way to engage them. And that, in turn, trying to reach those two boys by doing this stuff and that thing and all these games and the scavenger hunt, everyone was engaged. And I had parents emailing me saying, my child knows nothing about Pokemon. We don't do Pokemon at home. We've never done it. Like, the kids don't know. But every single one of them today, I wish you could have been here to have the fun with us. Any teacher that saw it and knew the kids were engaged, that little step. Like, I always put the hashtag when I do stuff like this, like, do more. Like, whatever it is that you can do. I'm not saying, like, go out and spend 2 hours blowing up balloons like I did. I know that was kind of crazy. It really was. I was tired, but that's just a little step that you can do to try to reach your kids. And honestly, if they're engaged, they're going to get so much more out of it. If you show them that you care about something they love, they're going to love it in return. And they did. They absolutely loved it today. They loved it this week. I got more I'm doing next week to kind of wrap up the unit before we go into our next one. But today was the big day. Today was the big surprise. And oh my gosh, we had so much fun. It was a blast. So that is my story for Pokemon. I have learned so much from them this week. I hope you got something out of this. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. Again, find a way to engage your students. Reach out, find out what their interests are, and engage, and share it. I want to see it too. So thank you. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.